I think that work gets shaped by conditions. Work is no matter what you're doing is part of an ecology. You know what I mean? It's you survive on the talents of people around you. Yeah, whether it be dancers, technicians, designers, even administrators. Yeah, everything contributes to the work. No work stands alone. No work is somehow in a vacuum. Do you know what I mean? It is dependent on so many things that it seems odd to say the work is from me, you know, at some point. I'm a very practical person. Yeah, I'm a very practical guy. I have to solve problems all the time. Yeah, I do. That's what I do. I'm a big problem solver, and I don't like drama. I like to get things done, and I'm very much a realist. I look at the situation and I try to distinguish between facts, things you can't change, and things you can change. Yeah, and I think that the ability to really separate those two things you cannot change and things you can change, is key to the work. You have to know where you are in the landscape of your practice, whether it be what your colleagues are doing, what public you're playing for, how the organization of the house works. You have to figure out where and how you're being fed. You know what I mean? Like, because you have to feed people. So I'm a father. I have children. I have grandchildren, and so part of this adapting, which people think this many-faceted thing, is actually a survival tactic. You know, a company is a lot like a family. People are dependent on your how do you say, your vision, your plans, your how do you say, your ability to assess what is really and truly necessary for the well-being of everyone, which means artistic well-being. And what does that mean? And then the questions start to arise. So you accept the fact of your environment, how you play, who your friends are, and how you, like producers, for example. People don't talk about that, but producers in this business are very, very valuable and important people. You don't have nothing personal, yes? You don't have a success in the newspaper. You have a success with your colleagues, yeah? No one has success in the newspaper. The critics do an evaluation. It's one way of assessment, but your actual acceptance into the field of dance, who determines whether you get to play or not, who says, do you get to show your work? Does the work go further? Producers. Festivals, theaters, you name it, yeah? And those are actually the secret, how do you say, rulers of the domain, yeah? I mean, you know that too, right? Yeah. And it's, so it's an economy. If you ask the right questions in the work at the right time, and you never know, you never know, you might end up then being carried, yeah, by a certain, how do you say, segment of the what do you call it, métier, yeah. But the question is, who are you for them? Yeah, because this is really what produces you. It carries you. You cannot. It's very difficult to carry yourself alone in this business. That's what I was saying before. You cannot carry yourself alone. So how do you survive in that? And that is by simply, I want to say simply, asking constantly new questions. And the idea is, what is choreography? Yeah, what is this? What are we doing? What is the word? What does the word mean? Yeah, and what could it possibly mean? I had interesting opportunities, again, in this environment. people have, I've been made offers to, I've been given a space. And they say, what did you think about this space? So I make a proposal about what I think about, in some cases, space. They didn't ask about bodies per se, but they asked about space. So I thought, I think I could answer. So not all proposals that come to choreographers are about bodies. Sometimes there are other kinds of proposals that come to you, or are all proposals that come to choreographers about dance, for that matter. Daniel Birnbaum last year at the Biennale showed me this little hut in the Giardino, and he said, what do you think? And I made what I thought, yeah. So I tried to, with the choreographic objects, give the spectator the, let's say, a different experience or a very distinct experience of their body. And I don't need anyone to mediate that for me, or for them, rather. I think one of the keys to what you're looking for is that it's important not to fall in love with your own ideas. So I would say there's some works that were important, transitional works, yeah, works to get to the next place, but the works weren't themselves so only valuable as what do you call it? A means, yeah. And there are other works where other kinds of how do you say, discoveries, yeah, you discover something, yeah. I do believe that there is no place to start any work. It could start with that little thing hanging down there. It could start that green light on the back of the loudspeaker. It could start on Eva's fingernail. You know, it could be. There is no right way to do anything in this field. Oh, very important. Glenn Tetley. He lived in Italy by Spoleto, yeah, the choreographer. When I started, he took me aside and he said, very conspiratorially, he said, there are no rules. He did. And you know what? He's right. There are no rules. Yeah.